My husband teaches us how to do that. Just sometimes a little humor.
Get your story out.
Thank you very much. Wow. What a round of applause for everybody you've seen tonight so far. What a show, huh? Yeah. Look, I'm going to get to the cancer shit, but first, I just thought of this while I was driving over, and I got to get it out of my head, okay? So, all these morons keep saying that Joe Biden has dementia. Meanwhile, Trump is on stage like, the windmills are making the whales crazy. They're beaching themselves because of the windmills. It's a horrible thing. I'd rather get electrocuted than eaten by a shark. It's like, the fuck is he saying? I'd rather get who's going to give you that option? You'll live 1,000 years. And no one's going to be like, look, man, we're going to kill you right now. You pick. We're either going to electrocute you or that shark's going to eat you. You have 30 seconds. We're a week away from him being like, I don't know who would win if the predator fought Chewbacca. It'd be a hell of a fight, wouldn't it? You'd have to remove their weapons, but it'd be a great fight. It'd be a hell of a fight. I'd beat the both of them. The liberals don't want to see that, but that's what would happen. I'd beat them both. And people still ride with this fuckhead. Like, what are you that afraid of immigrants, transgender people, and vaccines? I mean, really? All right, thank you. I had to say that. It was just like eating at my brain as I was driving over here. So, yeah, it's great to be here. What's with all this cancer shit? I thought this was... I'm kidding. No, all right. Yeah, it's good to be here. Stage 4 was mine, colorectal. Yeah, and I remember when I first got the diagnosis, we're family now. I was running an errand like 5 years ago, and I had to really use a bathroom. And it was one of those like, oh God, this is an emergency. And I pulled up to a grocery store, and I was feeling bad because I'm like, I'm about to blow the fuck up out of this produce department. You know what I mean? Like, feel bad for the shoppers, right? And I make it to the toilet, and just a little bit of bright red blood came out. And I was like, never partied that hard. You know what I mean? Like, only 2 things should be coming out of here, and one of them's a fume, you know? So I did what anyone would do. I panicked, and I went to the internet, and I was like, oh, I sat on the toilet, and some red blood came out, and that was it. And the internet was like, it probably sounds like IBS or hemorrhoids. You're going to be fine. Yeah, and I was like, whew. Wasn't even WebMD. It was just a dude I was playing Rocket League with on the PlayStation, but he'd scored 5 goals. I'm like, he's a leader. That guy knows. That guy knows. Then it kept happening. And my fiance now, my girlfriend at the time, was like, maybe go talk to your GP. So I went to my GP. She took samples of everything. She's like, look, Mr. Rocha, this is probably just IBS or hemorrhoids. I think you're going to be okay. Yeah, my GP. And that's what I didn't realize. And no offense if you are one tonight, but general practitioners, I mean, come on. Yeah, they're the substitute teachers of the medicine world. You know what I mean? I think mine was 1 step above Walgreens Employee of the Month. In fact, I think that's how they got the gig. You know what I mean? They're like, man, Cindy, nobody can stock toilet paper like you. You know what? Fuck it. Give her a smock. Get out there. Make some... So I finally saw an expert, got a colonoscopy, and they found this giant tumor. And they said, well, we have to do a CAT scan because this is most likely spread because it's a really big one. And so I do the CAT scan. I'm sure some of you, a lot of cancer, you've probably done one, you know. It's weird. They give you that contrast. It's a weird feeling. And then they put me in that little machine, and then like 20 minutes later, they gave me a printout. And here's the weirdest thing that nobody warned me about a CAT scan. If it's a good thing, it says unremarkable next to your organ. I was like, unremarkable stomach. I'm like, what is that, you know? Unremarkable pancreas. I'll go, what do they do? I don't even know what they do. And then several concerning lesions on the liver. There were 12 tumors on my liver. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it, am I? Like, this is gonna kill me. I'm gonna die. It's metastasized. I have stage 4. And I couldn't even start to process that because the next line was an even bigger punch to the gut. It said, unremarkable penis. Right, I was like, nah. Run that shit again. I want a second opinion right now. Bad enough you're telling me it's spread, now you're saying my dick is just me? You know, come on, no. I want another shot. They should change the wording for the insecure people like me, you know? It should be like several, you know, unremarkable stomach, unremarkable pancreas, several concerning lesions on the liver. Woo, monster cock. Look at that thing. Look at him. How do you not have sciatica walking around with that cannon dangling between your legs? Something. My family called me. All's all the same thing. Ay, pobrecito. Ay, mijito, you know your tío Juanito, he died of the same thing. And so did your tía Maria. Like, this runs in the family and nobody gave me a heads up? Would have been nice to know. You know the only life advice Tío Juanito ever gave me that more? He sat me down one time and goes, oye, come here, cabrón. Oye, you don't ever let nobody put nothing up your ass, man. That was it. That was all he ever told me. I was 4. We're playing chutes and ladders. I'm like, how serious is he taking this game? What does he mean, up my ass? What's this guy talking about? That homophobic idiot would be alive today had he let a doctor just shove a little camera right up his butt. And to those who think you're too macho for you're not. A colonoscopy, it's a medical, it's fine. It's not like when the doctor shoved the camera in, he wasn't like, oh, yeah, you like that, don't you? Like, it wasn't like that. He wasn't pulling the tube in and out like, somebody's been a bad girl. Like, nothing. It's fine. But Andrea, she saved my life, man. She insisted I get the colonoscopy up until this point. And I remember, I wish I could tell you guys, too, that, like, the day I was told it was cancer and the day that we were told it was stage 4, we obviously didn't bother looking up the odds. We knew what they were. And I wish I could say that was the worst day of my life, but it wasn't. It was about 1.5 years before when I got a phone call from my cousin Jackie. I'm like, hey, Jax, how you been? Dead silent. I'm like, Jackie? And she couldn't even barely, just, Jerry, your mom died last night. And I was like, what? Drop dead, heart attack, no idea, right? And it was just the 2 of us most of my life, you know? Like, and I remember the night we were told it was stage 4, I had a dream. And I'm not really a religious person. I don't know if anybody here is a believer. If you are, I ain't mad at you. Just not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not for me, I guess. But I am Mexican, so I believe in ghosts. I know that doesn't really make sense. Like, you tell any Mexican a ghost story, we'll believe it for 30 seconds, no question. Like, if you're like, you know, Abraham Lincoln haunts that Jiffy Lube down the street, I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. I would be at that Jiffy Lube at like 2 in the morning with a camcorder, like, all right, Abe, you here, bro? You want to emancipate anything? I'm right here, bro. You want to talk? What are you doing, Abe? Where you at? You know, it wouldn't even be till like a month later. I'd be like, wait, did he even set foot in California? Why the fuck would he be haunting a Jiffy Lube? But anyway, that night, I had this dream, and I'm in an alleyway. And in the alleyway, it was nothing but dead bodies, just death. And I thought, oh, man. And I'm just alone. And okay, I'm next. That was it. It's time. I guess it's my turn now. I'm joining this. And I felt myself succumbing. I felt myself sinking in. And then a hand grabbed me, and I looked up, and it was my mom. And she goes, hey, don't look at any of this shit. You look at me, and you follow me, and I'm going to get you out of here. And we walked for hours. We come to this beautiful field. And there's no death, there's no sickness. And I turned to thank her, and she's gone, and I just woke up. And I'm like, what the fuck? And my fiance was just waking up for work, and I'm like crying, and I start caressing her cheek. And we had just gotten the news, and I'm like, I just told her, I said, I'm fighting for you, honey. I said, I don't care, I'm gonna fight. I think that was my mom just giving me one little fucking punch. I don't know, I'm not religious, but most of my dreams, I'm just trying to fuck the chick from Buck Rogers, and like now that. So clearly the channel was changed. And I looked at my fiance and I'm like, I can't die. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want her to see me. That we just fell madly in love with each other, and now I'm gonna leave, you know? And I was like, I'm halfway through showing her the Marvel movies. Come on, we're like at Iron Man 3. There's like 2 stones. What the fuck? You know, I got a long way to go. And so it just helped me fight, you know, a little more. And then Then we got then they started chemo. And real quick on chemo, I know a lot of us have been through it. Whoever invented chemotherapy has no idea how drugs are supposed to work, do they? That shit's supposed to be fun. That's why you go pawn shit to get more of it. No one's ever gonna be like, I will suck your dick for some chemo. I just need a little chemo right now. I will suck it, just give me a little bit. Oh God, I just need a little bit to feel it. And we went through a lot, so chemo was awful. Then I started radiation. We got rid of the liver, thank God, the tumors, and then radiation was next. When I started radiation, here's how Andrea saved me again. 2 days after my first radiation treatment, we're gonna go visit her parents down in Orange County. And I might go a few minutes over, is that all right? All right, we went to visit her parents down in Orange County. And that morning, I was just like a little bit bloated. It was like Saturday morning, and I'm like, that's weird. And we're getting to her parents, and I'm like, honey, you gotta pull over, I'm so sorry. We stopped at like a gas station a mile away. I just puke up all my breakfast. Then we get to her parents, I'm trying to relax. Sunday morning, I looked 9 months pregnant, and I could not hold down water. I would barf it back up. And I was like, oh, I need a nap. I know my body, you know? I need a nap. And I told Andrea, she's like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm like, I think I need a nap. She's like, get in the fucking car, you idiot. She takes me to the emergency room. They wheel me in. They're like, look, this is an obstruction. Here's what happened. The radiation inflamed your rectal tumor. It caused an obstruction. You were maybe an hour away from your colon bursting, instant death. Had to suck a tube. They shoved a tube that was that thick, around 3 feet long, down my throat to help try to alleviate. And I couldn't have any ice. I couldn't have any water, you know, because I couldn't hold it all in. So I'm just sitting there, just like shoving it. I'm just like, oh, you know, and I was good at it. Like, it was weird what you find out about yourself. You know what I mean? And after like a foot and a half, I'm like, Doc, I don't need water. I don't even need my hands, bitch. Give me that thing. Oh yeah, there we go. You know, it was good. Hey, Tio Juanito never said anything about this end. You know what I'm saying? Bring that. Come out. Had to give me a temporary ostomy bag. Y'all know what that is, right? Little thing you poop into. Had one for 9 months. Be nice to doctors. That's what I learned. They can put an asshole wherever they want. I found that out. I was very polite. They're like, you know what, right there, he can hide it with a hoodie. Had I been a jerk, imagine? Like, you know what, fuck this guy, give him the forehead. No, do it, I don't like it. Then they got rid of all that. Then last September, went to get a scan. We thought we were pretty much good. And they said, hey, we have 3 spots we found on your lung. And then the doctor said, this is it, it's terminal. You're not gonna make it. We're just gonna throw chemo at you for however long you have left. And she was more polite than that. She was like, hey, you know that new Legend of Zelda game you want to play? I wouldn't pre-order it. You know what I mean? That's how she said it, a little friendlier. And then so we went to City of Hope in Duarte, tried to get a second opinion, and that doctor looked at me and just said, in as many words, this isn't terminal at all. I think we can fight this. And my insurance blocked it. You know, like, sorry, you're not going to get, your care is not going to be any different. Like, it sounded pretty different though. Like, it really, like, I'm gonna say 90 degree. You know what I mean? Like, and we acquiesced to chemo again, and it was literally killing me. And I told Andrea, I said, I can't do this anymore. I said, even if I have 5 days left, 5 weeks, I can't go like this. And so, right as we decided to give up chemo, and I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna live in the gym. I'm gonna eat as healthy as possible. Then we get a call from a patient advocate in City of Hope. And he goes, hey, would y'all mind moving to Orange County? And I was like, why? He said, well, your insurance will work there. We have a hospital in Irvine. And before I could even hang up the phone, my fiance was breaking our lease. And she was finding an apartment in Orange County. And it was about 6 weeks ago now. I rang that fucking bell, you know, and yeah, I think it's gone. Thank you. And you just can't. We all have to be like Han Solo. Never tell me the odds. You know, I'm gonna keep fighting. I don't give a fuck. Andrea, my mother, if that was her ghost, I have no idea. We all need those people in our lives, those Apollo Creeds, who are just going to be sitting there next to the mat going, "Ah, the Tiger, Rocky!" You know, we need that. There is no tomorrow. That's what we need, you know? So if you know someone fighting it, if you know someone going through it, if you're going through it, be that person for yourself, be that person for your loved one. That helps so much more than anything else. And I'll leave you with this. What I'll never forget was when we were told it was terminal. And we didn't know what was going to happen, obviously. I remember Andre and I, we just held each other weeping. We were in our living room, and we were just crying. And she looked at me, and she goes, "I'm not going to let you die. You know that, right?" I was like, "Oh." She said, I can't do this without you, and I'm not going to do this without you. We'll get 9 fucking opinions. We're going to keep fighting. And that was that moment. As she was holding me, I'm like, what did I do? I don't deserve this much love, you know? Like, I don't owe her that much money. Like, I have no idea. And it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh my God, maybe this penis isn't so unremarkable after all. You know what I mean? She needed it to live. Hey, thank y'all very much. Appreciate it. Have a good night. Thank you.